Mining can create jobs. Mining can improve livelihoods. And mining can generate wealth. But it cannot and must not do so at the expense of damaging the very environment that produces the riches.
Nobody provides a license for you to mine in a water body. It doesn't happen in Ghana.
When I see these things, I ask myself, who are behind this? I can't buy excavator, but the ministers and the MPs, you can do that. So we are saying,
I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter.
You send soldiers after the young people. That is not the way to go.
Galamsey ye can them have you hanitum yesa. A mobile 30% in Boma ye galamsey. So Nanabia to be our child as you are the galamsey. You was off who brown who for why a
Destruction for gold.
The U.S. Geological Survey gold statistics for 2022 pegs the world's global gold reserves at 54,000 tons. Ghana's reserves, estimated at 1,000 tons, has been the country's good and bad omen in the past 15 years. The large-scale exploitation of Ghana's gold has been fairly controlled. But the small-scale or artisanal mining sector has been the country's environmental headache. Highly unregulated, it is home to greed, politics, power play, and a policy dilemma. Artisanal and small-scale has a long history in Ghana, but it was only in 1989 that government recognized its legitimacy through the Small-Scale Mining Act PNDC Law 218, which was later integrated into the current Mining Act 703 in 2006. The act provided a blueprint for its formalization, reserving small-scale mining for Ghanaians. Like a farmer with arable land but no plow, the country started witnessing the invasion of Chinese into the sector, largely aided by Ghanaians. With the introduction of heavy earth-moving equipment and water-polluting gold mining technologies, the country's forests and water bodies came under attack. Regime after regime saw the pillaging of forests and the pollution of water bodies. Large tracts of forest cover, like this one in the western region, were reduced to wasteland. Contrary to mining practices and regulations, miners hid behind prospecting licenses to destroy large portions of forest reserves like the Apamprama in the Ashanti region. Between 2006 and 2016, the devastation from illegal mining had taken astronomical levels across the country with extreme environmental consequences.
Our usual footpath to school and out of our homes has now been turned into pits. I've been injured today trying to find my way home. They have to drive the Galamsey people away.
In 2013, President John Dramani Mahama inaugurated a 5-member task force to fight illegal small-scale mining across the country. The problem persisted, leading to a government ban by the Akufo-Addo administration on all artisanal small-scale mining activities across the country between March 29, 2017 and April 22, 2017. This was followed by a 6-month ban on legal small-scale mining.
I've said it in the cabinet, and perhaps it's the first time I'll be saying it in public. I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter.
A military and police task force codenamed Operation Vanguard was formed mid-2017 to enforce the ban and eliminate illegal mining. Later, an interministerial task force called Galamstop was roped in to assist and remove seized excavators from the field. But even in the midst of the ban, miners like this one were actively mining in areas like the Kobro section of the Apamprama Forest Reserve. In the Tabosere Forest Enclave in the western region, miners pillaged the forest, claiming that they received concessions from the Minerals Commission.
This site was allocated to me by the Minerals Commission. They made allocations at a small-scale level. For miners like us, they don't give any certification.
Though the task force made a lot of gains, a number of excavators transported to Accra by the Interministerial Task Force under Professor Frimpong Boateng could not be traced. This medical doctor who purchased and hired excavators for hiring lost a number of them.
They were seized by the Interministerial Task Force. So I came to Accra to find out if the machines were really here. So when I came upon my search, I found out that 2 were at industrial area. So I went back to prepare myself and come for them, follow the procedure and come for them. So when I got back, I decided to check on them again. I found out that one of them was not around, was missing.
Perhaps the account of this low-loader truck driver hired to move some of the excavators gives an inkling of what happened to the missing excavators. I had already asked the Alhaji who sent me, and he had confirmed that it was one of the Galamstop machines that were being sold, and he was asked to transport it. So from Konongo to Bumfa Junction is a short distance, so I decided to help a friend in need. When I reached Bumfa Junction, he had told me a group of boys will receive the machine. Truly, I met them and they received the machine. Soon as they took the machine, a Land Cruiser vehicle came to the scene and took the money. How much did they sell the machine?
I see 50,000.
He said 50,000. But even with that money, I was told by the Alhaji who sent me that I would take the money. But when I got to the scene, the Land Cruiser people said they are the ones to take the money. So the occupants of the Land Cruiser took the money in front of me.
When the first time I walk off a machine, a Galamstop 4 machine, CZ.
Have you yourself picked any of the machines seized by Galamstop from Accra before? Yes. Myself, I have picked 3 from Accra before. I picked 1 with my vehicle and 2 of my friends picked the other 2. They transported the ones they picked to Prestia, and I sent mine to Amangwase. The one I picked from the Alhaji was the 3rd one, which I sent to Bumfa Junction. Operation Vanguard made a lot of gains, but was embroiled in allegations of bribery and selective application of its operations. Ghana's military was cited for the protection of miners in forest areas.
We are here at this thing. They hold duties, and there are some policemen and media be here.
In January 2021, over 30 fully armed military personnel were found protecting miners in the Odahun forest.
So these are military accoutrements. You can find names on them. This one is Camel. This one is Camel. We have the other one, Amweni, on this one. And these are, as security men have been able to authenticate, these are quality Ghana Army uniforms, indicating that we may have some military involvement here in this site.
Sometimes we don't do things like that.
Our team was molested after filming their activities there. Though the military hierarchy said it was investigating, it is yet to announce the results of its investigations.
I'm telling you, we have patience for that time.
In May 2021, at the peak of the problem, the Akufo-Addo government organized a national consultative dialogue on small-scale mining.
Mining can create jobs. Mining can improve livelihoods. And mining can generate wealth. But it cannot and must not do so at the expense of damaging the very environment that produces the riches. We have had beautiful and majestic rivers and streams. Today, there's not much to celebrate about the pra or the brim, and there's not much to be excited about over our famed thick forests and the animals that inhabit them. I am determined to enforce the laws on illegal mining, no matter the subject, high or low.
This led to, among other things, an order banning prospecting activities in forest reserves across the country. The Minerals Commission was also directed to desist from processing or granting any request for the renewal of prospecting licenses in forest reserves. In April 2021, President Akufo-Addo deployed 200 military personnel to protect the country's water bodies and forest resources. The first phase of the operation commenced on Wednesday, April 28, 2021, on the Pra River in the central region.
We've gotten a few some finds. We're moving through a lot of difficult terrain. It's a simple mission, and we're expecting to achieve the desired aim and send the right signal to those faceless people trying to cause havoc to our very existence.
The operation in its fourth phase has seen the controversial banning of a number of excavators and other equipment seized from illegal miners and the arrest of a number of miners. The banning of excavators has received mixed reactions.
We are the ones who campaign for you. You gave us this work. If you do this to anybody, it shouldn't be your National Women's Organizer. Do you have to burn a bulldozer? Look at the filling we are doing over here. It is a dozer we are using to do that job. Do you have to burn the dozer? 8 excavators. You've burnt them all. Why? Why do we have to suffer like this in this country?
Go to Moso. People's machines were bent. Akwaboso, a machine was bent. In Etiwa, for what I've gathered so far, about 16 machines had been bent. Only 7 of them is coming from Madam Kate Genvo's area. My whole beef in this matter is the minister should calm down. He should do broader consultation with the people. He should also publicize mining companies who have valid mining permit, and at the same time who has been authorized by the EPA to also mine, so that we know that, oh, these people operating here, they don't have the license to operate. So even the public will come out to even defend the state.
If you put a blanket ban and then you send soldiers after the young people, that is not the way to go. As you stop illegal small-scale mining, at the same time you must put in place a livelihood package, so that as you are displacing people from illegal mining, they have something else to do. But when there's nothing to do and you're just chasing them and shooting them, it is not the way to go.
The president's pronouncement on excavators and burning of excavators in his staff, in the president's staff, we would want to summon the Attorney General to this house in accord with Article 88 of the Constitution as the principal advisor to government, why the president should not be held in check for being in breach of the laws of Ghana and the Constitution of Ghana, save that some evidence, material, must be provided that burning excavators is sanctioned by the laws of Ghana, and I wait to see that law.
In 2017, government spent $3 million on drones to fight illegal mining.
Every district committee where mining is taking place will have drone pilots. We've bought the drones, they are ready to be used. We have also acquired 16 for the Regional Coordinating Council. That will be under the direct control of the regional ministers. And the headquarters will have 10 drones. Operation Vanguard will have access to 18 drones and 15 drones for the Minerals Commission. The drone pilots are ready, the drones are there, and we are ready to move on.
But the difficult question remains, what is the situation on the ground despite these interventions?
It looks like there is no end to this illegal mining craze. Now, deep within the Tabosre Forest Enclave, you could see over 10 excavators within this forest, destroying it with impunity. So far, nobody has been able to show us any legal documents binding their operations here. But already, the forest is getting depleted.
In 2017, the Ghana Water Resources Commission stated that about 60% of the country's water bodies were polluted. The acceptable turbidity value for drinking water is 5 nephelometric turbidity unit (NTU), while values of 80 to 150 NTU are acceptable for other water users as appropriate. The Water Resources Commission captured the turbidity levels of major rivers in mining areas as being between 504 and 3,880 nephelometric turbidity units (NTU) at the end of February 2022, 3,875 times higher than the acceptable value for drinking water. We set out on a fact-finding mission to key communities along Ghana's major rivers and streams and forest cover to assess the situation. Known locally as Tanwe, the Tano River flows 400 kilometers from Techiman in the Bono East region. The once clean fish-laden water source has now turned milky brown with little sign of life. We took a trip to Samreboy in the western region of Ghana to investigate the source of its pollution.
This bridge links Samreboy behind me and Inchi ahead of me. Now, this same bridge covers the river Tano in the western region. Now, this is the Tano River. Milky, dirty. It looks like there is no life in it at all. Who is destroying the river Tano?
Michael Inyebribi Tanoe was named after this river. He has been fishing here for about 40 years now.
I've been fishing about 40 years. I used to start from 6 o'clock in the evening to early in the morning, night time. I'll keep on fishing, and then during the day I have to sell the fish throughout the month so that I use that money to pay my school fees. Before, the river was just clean, and even when you are using your canoe, you can see the fish moving around. And sometimes we use bottle and put gari inside, put it inside the river, stand outside, and you can see the fish going around it. And then when any of them enter, quickly you rush and take the fish out.
After hours of fishing today, he only caught few fishes.
This morning, the fish that I got are this. Before, the same amount of net I'm using, I can get a fish almost a basket full, very short and nice. But nowadays, the fish has become long and the fin have been changed as if they have designed it.
Recent events, he says, have changed the course of the river and the life in it.
Because it's very, very dirty. That's why the fish have been changed. Because before the river was clean, you see the fish very nice, see them swimming, going up and down, jumping. But nowadays, even when you put net, there's no any way you can get a lot of fish because their movement has stopped. And the river meandering to the nature one has been changed. Now the river boundaries are widened.
A bird's eye view of the river revealed possible culprits in the pollution of this national resource. This mining site, captured by our drone, belongs to Akonta Mining Limited, owned by Bernard and Chubosiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, the current Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP. Two of their mining operation sites sitting at the edges of the river, with some of their mining leaks and residues feeding directly into the Tano River. The footage of mining along the Tano River from a layman's view shows a clear violation of government's buffer zone policy, which demands the demarcation of a 50-meter buffer zone away from a water body like the Tano. Existing buffer zone bylaws and specifications spelled out by the Forestry Services Division indicates no logging within 50 meters of major streams and 25 meters along smaller streams. That of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources states that a minimum of 100 meters off watermark should be declared as protected areas. But none of the mining sites discovered by our team along the Tano River respect these laws. Some indigents of Samreboy told Love News many of these sites belong to Chairman Wontumi's Akonta Mining Limited. But officials of the company will not speak to our news team about the effects of the operations on the environment visible from above. Two security men wielding pump-action guns approached our team, and after establishing our identity and registering their protest over our drone activities, they left.
If you are mining a water body, you are undertaking an illegal activity.
The Minerals Commission describes such mining activities polluting water bodies or destroying forests as an illegality. Barbara Otinjesi is board chair.
Nobody provides a license for you to mine in a water body. It doesn't happen in Ghana. So if you are mining in the water body, it's illegal. That is why now with Operation Halt, we are concentrating on the water bodies and our forests, because we don't give people licenses to mine in our water bodies and our forests unless the Forestry Commission has undertaken certain investigations and has given the approval for the person to go and mine in the forest area.
But we soon realized that the environmental effects of Akonta Mining's operations was to be the least of our concern. We followed the Tano River to 4 key pollution points. Here, mining was being done directly on the riverbed, with mining residue leading in and out of the Tano River. Deep within the forest, we get to Atala, a small community close to the river. Here, the blueprints of irresponsible mining are visible. The source of the pollution is seen in the huge excavation and redirection of the river. There are clear signs of attempts to use the river as a washing base for mining.
See how the river is being polluted.
The assembly member for the Mumuni electoral area, Ofosu Asare Samuel, was our guide.
We the people around here, mostly Atara, is worrying us the most. And recently, because there was an operation, these Chinese people evacuate all their machines and then leave here. Meanwhile, the government said these galamsey issues and all those things is stopping them. But some remote areas like this, they used to come and hide here. Before you see that these Chinese people are here, they have destroyed the whole place. At
Ohiampenica village, we discover the third pollution point of the Tano River. We go through this makeshift mining village just 200 meters to the banks of the river. What we find is a huge devastation of forest cover, destruction to the water sources joining the tunnel, and a large mining compound sitting in the water source. Huge pits left in a hurry with pumping and washing equipment leading out of them. Mining residues leading directly into the Tano River.
This is the Tano River, and I don't need to tell you. The pictures will give you a description of dirty, muddy river. A river that once used to be very clear and full of fishes. Now you can see the expanse, the pits, the degradation done by the illegal miners here. Now this ecosystem has been disturbed so much.
The result, a highly polluted river. The sound of our vehicle set the miners running.
You can hear them in the distance shouting and running. You can see their machines, their equipment over there. You see the pits they dug here. And so you can see the pollution here. And they are sitting directly inside the river.
Special advisor to the Lands Minister Ben Ayi describes scenes like these as irresponsible mining.
Illegal, irresponsible mining. That's what it is. Nothing more than that. Any mining, like he showed, is simply irresponsible and not supported by any law.
The pollution of the River Tano comes from different areas along the water terrain, mainly stemming from irresponsible mining. The illegal activities on the Tano River, we learned, is not happening on the blind side of authorities. We were told that a military contingent was sent to the area 2 weeks before our team visited the area. But the miners were given the opportunity to salvage their equipment.